YouTube, it's Mr. Yo here. Tuesday, Monday. Monday, let's get us a practice session in. My days get all mixed up with me, man. I am all over the place here in North Carolina, man, which is a good thing for me, because that's how I'm able to play craps. You got to make that money in order to go out here and play. But anyway, a little report. I went to Cherokee. Valentine's, me and the wife, we had us a good night. We had a good dinner, like I said. If you ever come to Cherokee, make sure you stop in the Brio. Big shout out to that place, man. It's always been really good to us. Ate there, had a really good dinner. Then after dinner, we walked around for a little bit. And then we hit the table. Like I said, I had a practice session right before I went. And then all I can say is the whole day just was a good day. I mean, from start to finish. We got there, ate dinner, had a great dinner, got in there, dialed in, and got on the crapless table, and had an excellent roll. I think I probably rolled, I think I had like a 32 roller, which I don't really count it, but I'm telling you right now, I know that I held them dice for quite a while, and it felt really good. I mean, like I said, the whole day was great. I bought in for $500, and I think we walked away with like over 26, 27 after tipping. You know, I always put the dealers across. I don't care what I'm doing. The dealers are always put up on the table when I'm there. Same thing as when I'm going to Biloxi here in a few days, which I'll be leaving out early Thursday. And I'll be there within 8 hours, because we usually just stop and eat, and then we get gas. So, man. But back to Cherokee, man. Cherokee was really good to me. It felt really good with the dice in my hands and doing exactly what I practice. That's why it's so important to practice this, because when you get to the casino, you got a whole bunch of distractions, and there's more than you on the table, and everybody's got their bets out there, and the dealers are in their way. So that's why I automatically put them up, man. Once I put them dealers up on that across, I don't care if I'm not across. I make sure they got every number. It doesn't matter. That sets the mood to the table to me. And that's a frontline winner. And when I tell you that sets the mood, it's just like clockwork there for me personally. That's a 617. They're like, okay, we're all across. We got all the numbers already marked. They know me already personally, because that's my local casino. And automatically the table just turns pretty good. I mean, it turns positive. So I'm going to tell you, I went in there shooting like I was supposed to be there. That's all I got to say. That's a 538. hopefully this practice session right here shows exactly how things went. Which, this is practice, so it really don't matter. But I went out there and I did exactly what I done here at the house. Like I said, it was over 30 rolls. I know that for a fact, and I just was in the groove. And sometimes you're in the groove like that. And for me, it worked out. I was maxing my odds on the bets. I mean, just maxing them out. If it was it actually was a $15 table, which was rare, but it was Valentine's night, so usually that crapless table is $25. They had it at $15 a toss, so it was $15 minimum. So I went in there. I felt real good about that. Like I said, and I just felt really good about it, man. That's 1-3-4. Got in there, started tossing. I was hitting box numbers like I usually do, and then every now and then that 11 will pop off for about 2 or 3 times. Then the 12 popped off, and then the 3. I don't think I ever hit the 2. Yep, I can honestly say that I did not hit the 2, which was weird for me, because usually that's in the set that I throw. If I hit it, if I'm tossing good, that 2 will show up a lot, but it didn't show up for me. But with that being said, man, I just kept tossing 6s, 8s, 9s, 5s, 4s, 10s, 6, 8, 9, 5, 4, 10. It just a couple of hard ways in the mix. The vibe at the table was just positive. Everybody had smiles on their faces. And it felt good. It really did. And I'm hoping that I get the same results down there in Biloxi. That's a 4.59. That's a 4.59. I'm looking forward to my Biloxi trip because I've actually been practicing. And it feels good to practice. I'm going to go ahead and push that on up to $50. And my practicing has been showing really good results. And we'll just see what happens. But like right now, I'm just going to do a little practice session. I just got off work, took me a nice little shower, suited up like I'm actually going to be playing, so that I could feel comfortable. That's the thing about, going to casinos. If you practice a certain way, you should go to the casino the same way. That way you feel comfortable when you're doing that. All right, that is a 2-4-6. Get paid for that 6. Of course, we're going to take that 6 all the way up to 60. I was proud of myself handling the dice well. The table was packed, of course, but I was able to get in my position, which is usually a hook right here. And I can toss on that 14. It doesn't matter. When I'm at that casino, I can toss those dice down there, and it just doesn't. It does what it's supposed to do. That's a 12. We'll go ahead and mark that. The dice, they do what they're supposed to do. I don't know whether it's just because that's my local and I toss there all the time. But they change them felts. I'm going to tell you right now, they change those felts on you constantly. And you got to get right back used to it, back in the groove. So that's why I usually go once every 2 weeks. Or sometimes I'll go once a week if my wife will let me. Go ahead and get that out there, because you know, hey, you got to be home if you work all the time. That right there is a horrible toss, but it produced a 426. I didn't mark that 6. We hit that twice already. But like I said, man, it felt good. We're going to take that 6 up to 90. It felt good. My wife was happy with the win. We walked away, like I said, with about $2,600, you know, after tipping. Tip another nickel for 90. Right there. The mood was just right. The day was perfect. When my wife's in a good mood, everything just seems to go the way it's supposed to go. That's a 145. So 145. Just like it is right now, but when you get in the zone in the casino, I'll take that up to 50. It almost feels like nothing can stop you, but don't get it twisted. Something will happen that'll distract you. And I think that's where the casino gets you. You can go on a long tear or a long roll, whatever you want to call it, and something's going to come up and tap that ass. So, just to let you know that, hey, you can be humbled real quick. That's a 426. I'm going to fix that. I'll get that camera angle just right. That 90 is going to pay 105. But I'm happy with my toss and my practice sessions and how I perform at the casino. Now, not every time I go is a good time, but here recently, since I got this table, if y'all look back on my previous videos, I used to have like this little old wooden practice rig that I built myself. I ordered the little alligator, and I ordered the felt, and then of course I put a little neoprene up under it for the bounciness. But I practiced on that for a long time before this right here came up. I drove 10 hours to get this right here. I'm from Franklin, North Carolina. I live in Franklin, but I had to drive all the way to Rocky Mount, North Carolina to get this table. That was like 5.5 hours. I went and picked my brother up, and we took off in the morning, and we went and got this daggum table. We left, and that guy was right there with this table. As soon as I seen it, I was like, I'll be there in the morning. And sure enough, I took off and went and got this table right here. And ever since I've got this table, that's a 549. That's going to pay you 70. We'll get 75 for fine. Just leave that right there. We'll collect that. Ever since I got this table and I've been practicing on this table, listen, there is a difference. There's a big difference between what I'm doing now at the casino than what I was doing with that practice rig. Now, don't get it twisted. I did have some good runs at the casino with that practice rig, but since I got this right here and put that neoprene up under this felt right here and put this thing back together and been tossing on it, I don't know, man. It just hits different. I can't see what that is, but I'll tell you right now, I know it's a good number. That was a bad toss, but that is a hard 6. That's another 6 in the books. That's a hard 6. That's going to give us another 105. My visit to the casino was the same way, man. I just slowly plucked away numbers. Every time they hand me those dice, I did my same set. 3-6, 6-5. I gripped them, 3-finger, pinky up, thumb in the middle pips. Just like that. I put my kickstand down and I looked down there. And there was chips down there. The next time I do a practice session, I'm actually going to put some chips down there because, shit, damn, that thing was bouncy. Sorry about the cuss word, but anyway, dice off the table. We won't count that one. That was a bad toss because I'm talking too much. That's what happens. That's what happens when they bring that cocktail waitress over there 2 or 3 times when you tossing too, talking about cocktails, you know. She's going to say it loud enough right behind you so that you can go ahead and toss them dice some type of way and go ahead and 7 out for that casino. But in this case right here, after those dice came off the table, we got us another 4-2-6. Shaking the nerves off when you get to the table and your buddies are there. Of course, I always meet somebody. Somebody's always there, and I always end up tossing with them, having a good time. Most of the time, it's this guy named Jimmy, and I'm going to tell you, if you're ever in Cherokee and a guy from Silver, North Carolina named Jimmy Clark is on that table, you better be on them daggum hard ways. I'm going to tell you right now, because that guy hits hard ways like nobody else I've ever seen. And he sets his dice on a 3V, and he shoots from straight out. He shoots from straight out, just like that right there. And hard way killer. If you're ever in Cherokee, North Carolina, and a guy named Jimmy, like I just now got finished saying, is at the table, you better be on the hallways because you're going to make some money. Jimmy going to get you paid up, and you're going to walk to the cage, and you're going to be all right. But Jimmy was there, too. We had a good night that night. That's out. And there's the 7. I got to talking so much. Got distracted talking about my buddy, Jimmy. But it's all good. I just like, I like being in the company of them fellas. We never hit an 8, which is rare. Because that 8 should be almost right after that 6. Anyway, we lost a little bit of money, but I think we made a couple dollars too. But we lost what we had out there. So basically, usually when you're at the casino and you got money stacked out there and you already pulled money up, you probably just basically broke even. As far as what you had on the table is usually what you won in the rack. So you really didn't make no money, but you really didn't lose no money because you won what you had out there. So it's almost like a break-even type session. I've had that happen to me before, to where I was like, well, damn, that was a good roll. And then I looked, and I was like, well, damn, I didn't make no money. It can happen. We don't worry about how many times I tossed just now, but I'll go ahead and count it just for the camera's sake. It's 4-6. That's about 9 with point and the 7. That's about 10, 11. Which is a good number. I like the 11. That's my number. Yeah. We're going to get this one more run. I don't have my watch on. Let's see what time it is, how long the video is going, but I got to go in here and get me something to eat. I had a good work day today. But I'm just practicing, man, because Biloxi is in 2 days. And you better believe it. I got the bankroll. I got it. Not saying that I'm going to go out there swing hard, but if push comes to shove and we get on the hot table and I have a decent, time, there's the 8, of course. 6 to 8 Why didn't I hop it? I should have hopped the 8. You know, they always say hop the point that you missed. That nobody could hit. There it is. That's a 6-2, 8. 6 and a 2. Right there. Alright, so 8's the point again. We're going to swing off the branches one more time inside. But we're going to press it up just a tad bit. We'll go 50 on the 5, 50 on the 9. We're going to go ahead and get 90 on the 6. We're going to go full odds. 250. Because this is basically how sometimes it's going to go down. I play like this in Cherokee. It doesn't bother me. I'll do that anytime, but I always make sure if I'm tossing pretty decent, I'll go full odds and I'll stick a little bit out there. That way I could get a little return on the investment. But there's a 9. They always give me 75 because they know I'm going to drop that nickel. 75 for 5. I should press it, but I'm going to see whether I can't collect a little bit off of other numbers before it do what it do. So, just practicing because Biloxi's right here, man. It's here. The 426. Biloxi's here. Get me 105. I always feel good when I'm at the casino. It don't matter. You know, I get in there and the music's pumping and everybody's around the table. If I can get in my position, man, it don't matter, man. Everything shakes off. That's a 628. And that's what I'm talking about right there. I'm talking about hitting the point with full odds 10 times. Right there. That stuff don't bother me, man. All that noise and everything. But that cocktail waitress, is something about that cocktail waitress, man. I don't know. That cocktail waitress, man, she's quite the character. Anyway. After I make a hit like that, I'll show you guys exactly what I do. Since I went big out there for that one. Point goes off. I tell them to just bring me down to the minimum. Make sure I got 30 on that. And I put 30 on each of the numbers instead of having $100 extra exposed out there. So I always pull that $100 back and put it in my rack. That was a loser from the last time. Then I always put my C&E back out there. And then we just keep on going. I got a good feeling about Biloxi this time. Last time was great. I don't know how to put pictures on there, but I'll find out how to put pictures on there. We tore the hard rock up last time I was there. And that was good. Oh, I didn't hop my 6s, which I always do, but that's okay. Because I'm sitting here running my mouth. Get distracted, but when I'm at the casino, I don't do that. I always hop the 6s on the come out. It don't matter. Always. That daggum 6, that naughty 6, they call it what? The naughty 9 or the naughty 5 or whatever, but I call the 6 the naughty one. That's a 156 on the come out. I'm going all in. I'm going 250 on the 6. I'm just going to leave that the way it is. 30 on the 5, 30 on the 8, 30 on the 9. Unless we see something that we need to start jumping on, we jump on that. Dice out, same dice set, 3-6. 6-5. I don't ever change it. Ain't no need to. Woo, boy, you got crazy on that one. You got crazy on that one. And it would have been a hard 8 too. But that's beside the fact. They don't count what's in the real. 3-6, 6-5. Dice out. 2-5-7. When your toss goes sideways like that, you always know, okay, that's enough. Yep. If you have a good hand, and then your toss start going away from you like mine just did, that's enough. I'll take a break. Especially if I'm out of town. Even when I'm at Cherokee, but I don't really stay there that long because it's just right down the road from the house. But I'm not going to try to invest more money out there to try to get more money in my rack if I made a little bit of money. So we started with $500. That's $500 right there. It's 400s, 4 quarters. That's another 100. That's another 100. That's another 100. 25. 50. 5. So I made a profit of $355. If I would have left after the first roll, I invested 30, 30, 30, plus another 25, plus $250 in odds. If I would have just left after that roll, I would have had another $300 here, which would have been 6 plus $90 more added to the 50. So that's why you gotta be disciplined. You gotta know your toss. You gotta know when it's going out of the ordinary of what you toss. Like when I tossed it and it jumped out of there, it's jumping too much. That means that I'm not tossing like how I was. So I'm not gonna battle that. I'm not gonna try to correct it here at the table with money invested. That's enough right there to take a break and to recollect. Maybe go have a drink, go do something with the wife, whatever it is. Take the break, take the little $350-something and go on about your way. You know, that table ain't going nowhere. And I'm going to tell you right now, that damn casino ain't going nowhere either. So, the small wins eventually will add up to the bigger ones. So, like I say, I'm going to call this video right here. Just wanted to come out here and get a little practice session in on so I can make a video before I head it out. This will probably be my last video before I head to Biloxi. Of course, I'll give y'all some updates while I'm down there in Biloxi, but of course, I'll be practicing tomorrow, and I'll practice Wednesday night before I leave, and then Thursday morning we're heading out. So with that being said, guys, stay up out there in them casinos. And the way to stay up is to keep your money right here. Because if you put your money right there, and you do this right here, it don't matter. 6-1 or the 4-3 or the 5-2, all that money that you had right here goes right there. And once it goes right there, you don't get it back. They're not going to say, oh, I'm sorry, man. You know what? I feel bad for you. Here's your money back. That has never happened in a casino. So take your little wins, take your breaks, do whatever, especially if you've seen what happened tonight this evening with me when my toss went sideways, that's not good. That's a sure sign that I'm about to start screwing up. So remember, guys, toss them till you boss them. Understand your toss. That way you can boss them. All right. I'm out, man.